Welcome to drivenmavens.com. My name is Arvin, and today we're going to cover front view BMW 3 Series sketch using Corel's Painter. So let's go. Found a very sweet tool on Painter, which is the mirror tool, which allows you to essentially just draw from one side and have the other side automatically mirrored, so you get a perfect symmetrically opposite geometry. So that's what I'm going to show, and to illustrate that, we're going to go ahead and draw a BMW 3 Series. BMW has just fantastic lines, very well executed. I think Chris Spangle has done a phenomenal job of the 3 Series so far, and I think that this is probably one of those sketches that I really enjoyed actually executing here. It isn't my own, but you know, sometimes it's just kind of nice to see some of the existing stuff that's out there, and just go ahead and use that as practice for your sketching to develop your own form language. So here we go. Now this is all in real time, and around the 3-minute mark I'm going to speed it up. The overall sketch took me probably about 15 minutes to complete. We want to make sure that we keep the video tutorials at a decent time frame, so one, it doesn't bore you, and two, just we want to make sure that we're able to fit enough detail within a smaller amount of time so that we can move on to more lessons. So what I'm doing here, I'm just I've already established where the front lights, the shape of the front headlamps are, and then we're going to go ahead and put the grille that is also well known to the BMW brand. And interestingly enough, when you look at this grille, that grille, starting from the history of the 3 Series, which started off as the E21, which is the first generation, it was around I think 1975, that went on to about 83. And I think what you're going to find if you look through history of the BMW brand, that you're going to find that the grille has miraculously maintained its size. That's something that's really important to consider when you start to modify and draw vehicles, is that certain brands are tied to a particular type of look, and the grille is one of the most defining features of that brand. So you mess with that grille, man, you're messing with that company. Hate to tell you. In any case, it's kind of like with Dodge, when you're looking at the Dodge grille and the cross that it's got and the center of it. You don't go in and modify that cross and change it, because what you end up doing is that you end up changing that brand, and that's not what it's all about. I think people identify with a particular brand, and they want to maintain that level of history and make sure that it's consistent, and any modifications that are done, they're minor modifications, and they only look to evolving the aesthetic of the vehicle and not taking away from it. That's something that's always been a bit of a struggle for any manufacturer, I think, especially I think in my opinion, with GM and Ford way back in the late 90s and early 2000s. They were really struggling, I thought, with brand identity, and now they've been coming on really strong, and they've been doing a fantastic job. Alright, so I've sped up the video, did that probably a few seconds ago, as you have probably already seen that dramatic change in speed. So we've got the headlamps. That's the other thing that's well known, were the round headlamps for the BMW. That's also gone through a nice evolutionary change. Notice that what you're seeing in a lot of vehicles these days is that the passive look that was the initial character of some of these vehicles have now gone through a much more sporty and aggressive look. It all sort of submatches the sports coupe, or making sure that even all these models, whether you're looking at sports sedans or even some of the more economic fuel economy with the fuel economy now these days, even some of the small cars are also getting a more sporty an aerodynamic look to them. So that's kind of consistent across the board with a lot of cars. A lot of that also has to do with the aerodynamics, as I was mentioning before, because with reducing the drag coefficient, you got to have surfaces that are a little bit lower, and you have to have more of a larger rake on your windshield angle to kind of promote that sort of fuel efficiency, and using the body of the vehicle to assist with that. So with that kind of a look, it's just more natural to go with a more sporty look for a lot of these cars now. Hyundai's doing even a really awesome job of this. You're getting a lot of aesthetic and bang for your buck with Hyundai. And I'm sure that a lot of car manufacturers, whether it's the American OEMs or German OEMs, they're going to have to be probably a little bit scared of these guys. These guys are doing a phenomenal job, Hyundai. Here we are. I'm just getting a little bit of cross-hatching here to define and kind of get the nice graphical layout of the overall sketch, just kind of highlighting the hard points, and even in the grill area I'm going to have to darken up those lines. But when you start to do that, that's really what's going to be happening in any kind of sketch when you're working on a particular vehicle. And you're doing that because you want to be able to identify graphically where your design elements are, and how you can kind of associate and draw your eyes to those design elements. It's no different than graphic design. That's why it's kind of combining both of those features to it. So we're just wrapping up. Hope you enjoyed this sketch. And we'll see you here next time on drivenmavens.com. Have a good one.